Guys, we have an interview happening for you that covers a ton of information on branding and creating for blogs, photos, video content. Let's roll that intro. Today, we are so lucky to have health and fitness guru, holistic nutritionist, and Instagram celebrity, Amanda Carneiro of Raw Fitness and Nutrition, here with us answering some questions. So with no further ado, hey! Hi. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, are you ready for this?
I am.
I've known Amanda many years, so this is very exciting for both of us. We started out as actors.
Yes.
And now we're in totally different fields. You're still acting though.
Not really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like last year I kind of put an end to all of that.
You did?
I might go back to it, but not right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happier.
I support that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you're doing pretty well for yourself.
I think I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. Okay, so let's get it. Guys, note cards are happening. If I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm learning. Okay. Amanda, could you please tell us about yourself?
Sure. I am a personal trainer and holistic nutritionist, fitness nutritionist, and I have an Instagram called Raw Fitness and Nutrition where I post a lot of recipes, share information, all that kind of stuff.
So much information. If you guys are not following, you should follow. I will link everything down below so you'll be able to reach her, don't worry. So Amanda's gonna spill a few health tips later on in the show, but before that, I wanna start talking about your brand. You have recently created a brand, Raw Fitness and Nutrition, and can you tell us a little bit about your brand and how and why you created it?
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to describe my brand because I feel like it's kind of developed over time, just
Right.
kind of by doing what I do. So yeah, I started on Instagram.
Right.
I started it because people wanted to know what I was eating.
Right.
People were like, I want you to share your meals. I want to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
They were asking so many questions about that. So I started just like sharing photos of the food I was eating, and then since then it's developed into more kind of a holistic approach to everything. I talk about not only just nutrition, but
Right.
relationships, spirituality.
I love it.
You know, career, all of those things
Yeah.
play into our health.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So true. You also have a few exercise tips on there.
Yes, exercises as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what sparked the idea from you saying, hey, I'm a nutritionist, but I want to turn this into a brand. I want to start helping other people. Was it just people kept coming up to you and saying, share this?
Yeah, and then I think when I started posting it, then I was getting a lot of feedback. People were really into it and they were asking a lot of questions. And I think, you know, there's only so many people I can reach one-on-one,
Right.
working one-on-one with my clients
True.
in person. So being able to share information and reach, you know, thousands of people
Yeah.
is much more interesting for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what platform did you start on originally? Did it start on Instagram?
It did start on Instagram, yeah.
And is Instagram your favorite platform?
It is right now.
It is.
Instagram stories are my favorite.
Okay.
They're more of my
She
favorite.
stories. I don't know how you have time to eat, sleep,
I don't know either. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not Insta storying right now. As
I
we're
just
talking.
did actually.
Oh my gosh, so Instagram's the #1 platform right now. Are you
It
on
is.
Snapchat, all the others?
I was on Snapchat for a moment.
Okay.
But because once Instagram released its own stories, it felt like I didn't have as much of an audience on Snapchat. So I kind of left that behind.
Right.
I sometimes every once in a while will kind of go over there and maybe do a few stories and snaps, but Instagram's my main place.
Main
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Main hub.
Yes.
Facebook?
I do have a Facebook page, but I haven't really developed that. In this coming year, I'm definitely going to start a Facebook group and start
Yeah,
doing
that's what I
some
was just gonna
stuff
tell
in
you.
there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I really want to start building a community around raw fitness and nutrition. Not just
Absolutely.
people who follow me, but I want the people who follow me to like be in their own community, get to know each other.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think the people that I follow that are the most successful, like I've talked to you about the Skinny Confidential.
Yes, I love her.
They all have built everything around a community, the audience. You guys are really what is the most important thing, and reaching out, responding to comments, starting the Facebook group. That's a new thing that I haven't ventured into that I think I also want to do.
Yeah, it's all about the people who follow me and us.
It would
and
be
that.
nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that's why I respond to pretty much every single comment unless it's
Yeah.
inappropriate, and every DM. And even if it's inappropriate, I usually respond.
Yeah.
Like even if it's a mean one, like I had today.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it said?
Ooh, okay. I won't say who it was. It's somebody I don't even know. She's never emailed me before, but I posted a story about how I ate this thing, and I kind of did the story because I wanted to show how I am not perfect all of the time.
Right.
And she responded and she said, you know, you're telling people not to make excuses, and here you are making excuses for yourself, and what you ate was like terrible and horrible, and
totally judging.
so judgmental. And I said, I'm so sorry you are so judgmental of yourself that you have to be judgmental of other people.
Yeah.
And I send you so much love.
It comes from love. It's her thing.
It
It's
has
hard.
nothing to do with me.
It's
and I
hard.
know that, yeah.
I'm waiting for my first negative comment because I think I'm going to be like, hey, thank you so much. You're a stranger. Thank you for having an opinion on me. Like,
Yes.
you watched it and you hated it, and okay.
I think it brings you feel like, oh, I'm at another level
Yeah.
now of people. Like when you have haters and you have people who are not liking what you're doing, I feel like you're doing something
You're doing
good.
something right. Yeah. I'm not saying that I want you guys to send me a bunch of hate mail.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Neither, please. Thank you.
So, talking from love. Okay, moving on. Next. How do you create content and what tools do you use? So how are you creating your pictures? And you have a lot of, if you guys, I'll show her Instagram somewhere on here, but she has a lot of editorial content as well because you're breaking down exercise moves,
right, okay.
recipes.
Yeah.
So what apps are you using to do that?
So I use my iPhone to take all my photos.
Okay.
And like editing tools, do you want to know?
Yeah.
So I use Snapseed to kind of like brighten and whiten things.
Okay.
Because that's kind of my aesthetic, is very like white, bright, simple minimalism.
Yes, I love it.
And then I also use Visco
Yeah.
to edit photos, and then mainly I do most of the editing like in the Instagram app itself.
Oh,
like
you
the
do?
filters. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
really do too much.
Okay.
Keep it pretty basic. And then for the infographics and stuff that I've created, I use Canva.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've
Canva.
used it
Yeah, I
before.
have used Canva. I think I talked to you. I use a lot of Adobe Spark.
Yes, and I've used them too. I also
Okay.
use WordSwag.
Yes,
as well.
I love WordSwag.
Yeah.
I just love the name.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
brilliant. Those are all great apps.
Yeah.
Those are good. I will also list those down below so if you guys haven't used them. A lot of people are using Snapseed. I feel like that's a big one. Visco is also a huge one.
Yeah, Visco's been
Yeah.
around for a while. It's for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I also use Planoli.
Oh, I
If
don't
I'm
know
saying
what
it
that
right.
one is.
Planoli I use to, and maybe you're gonna ask this later, but I use it
Schedule.
to not schedule, but kind of lay out my Instagram
Feed, yeah,
yes,
the tiles so that you can
exactly.
see what
So I
it's
can
gonna
see
look
if
like.
it looks good. So if I want to post something one day and it's like too similar to something I posted like the day before,
Right,
or
yeah.
a few days ago and it's like very close together, then I try to maybe post something else and post that later on.
It's so helpful to be able to preview your feed before.
Yes.
I don't know what I was doing before that.
Yeah, just haphazardly. I mean, it's a lot
Yeah.
of people still do that, just like throw things
Yeah.
up. And I mean, it works for some
It's
people.
fine if you're a brand though and you're really trying to find your aesthetic, which we are going to talk about in a second,
Yes.
that you have to plan out your feed.
Yeah.
And then Insta stories you do on the daily, that's your like last minute. No one cares, it disappears in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about a few things. You care.
You guys care.
How did you learn what to use? How did you learn what apps to use?
Asking people what they were using was helpful. I've taken like a few little Instagram courses here and there, which have been helpful.
Yeah.
Just for like little tips. I feel like everything I take, I take a little bit from each one and use it and
Yeah.
make it my own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show her Instagram feed, as I said, somewhere on here so you can see her aesthetic. Aesthetic, to me, I'm a stickler for brands and people that have not found their aesthetic. It drives me crazy when I look at some brand's website or something and there's text and like nothing matches and then the pictures are all over the place. That drives me nuts, and I think it's so important that people understand who you are just by glancing
Yes.
at your page. Like by the first impression of your page, you have to
I
get
agree.
people. So how did you find your aesthetic, and how'd you learn that was something you had to do right away?
I feel like I'm still learning. I
You
feel
do.
like I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I know people have said that to me, like, your page looks great. And I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. But I don't know if consciously I do use a lot of like white background.
Right.
And I like to keep things very clean and minimal, because that is who I am. I'm like very direct. I love the photos where people, where they use a lot of props in their recipe photos, and that's like beautiful, and I wish I could do that, but that's just not who
your
I
mind.
am. Yes,
That's
I like
how
to keep
am.
it very simple.
Yeah.
So that's what I aspire to.
So
and I do try to keep like brand colors similar, but
Right.
I'm also really like, I feel like it changes often.
So this is a really important point that she just said. The reason why her aesthetic is working is because she's reflecting things that she likes. If you are not doing that, if you're trying to do something that you're not comfortable with or you don't understand, it's going to be transparent. You're going to see that.
Yes.
So that's a huge point. You just brought up a really good point.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good job, girl. All right. How do you keep your content scheduled? You use Planoly?
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 Planoly. I don't know how you I've heard people say it different ways.
I'll
Yes,
link
so
that.
I do, but a lot of the times I'm going day by day. Like I just was talking to somebody else about this the other day, and I don't have like 20, 30 photos like ready to go.
You don't?
I don't.
So day by day, are you taking and editing and doing everything that same day?
Sometimes, I mean, other times I do. I like, if I have a busier day or if I haven't posted in a while,
Yeah.
I usually will have like some kind of backlog of photos.
Okay.
But for the most part, I'm like writing the captions and editing the photo
same day.
the same day. I feel like people want real time.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you have a schedule of like days and times that you post?
No, but I do look out for which posts do better at which times and try
Okay.
to post around those times.
So you kind of have an idea. You just don't have something that where you're formally posting like
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually the night before, I plan when I'm going to post.
the next day.
Yeah, and I usually know what I'm going to post the next
Okay.
day.
I like that though, because mine is way more planned out just because my schedule is crazy. So I plan it basically a week ahead of time. But I like that it's fresh every day. Like my
Yeah.
fresh every day is kind of Insta stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can do it both ways. That's
Yeah.
great.
I mean, I think it's better if you plan it out.
Yeah.
I think it would
takes a
serve
little
me.
stress off.
Yes, totally.
You know what was happening to me, and then we'll move on, is that I wasn't planning it out and I just didn't have time to post. So
Yeah.
then things were falling through the cracks.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
But
you
I also
don't
like to
wake
talk.
up at 4 a.m, so you have time to.
Well, I don't know if I have much time, but I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
If it comes back, say.
Oh, I also like to create captions that are related to like that day. So it is like, I think it's important to
Current.
to be current and so.
That makes sense. Especially nowadays, things are changing every minute. Okay, what is the biggest lesson you've learned so far in this branding journey?
I think it's to be authentic and genuine and
Yeah.
share what you really feel and what you know and to be real.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny because the things that I post that I don't want to, I feel resistant to. I'm like, I don't know if people want to see that, or it's like, should I post that, or that's maybe like too personal.
Yeah.
Those are always the
They do the
photos,
best.
the stories that do the best, that I get the most responses to.
Yeah, because it's genuine, it's from your heart.
And people can relate to it
Yeah.
and they feel like closer to you because they're like, oh my God, I went through that too, or I
Right.
have the same issue, or whatever it is.
And you become a human. It's not like you're just posting pretty pictures.
Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
I know. I'm working on that a little. My personality's a little sassy. Gotta rein it in. Okay, so Amanda, this is the part where we're kind of flipping the script on you guys. Amanda is venturing into the world of video content. And so she is going to ask me a few questions. I thought this would be interesting for you guys to watch because I know a lot of you are kind of in the same position where you're doing really well on Instagram and all that with photos, but you don't know where to start with video. So we're gonna talk it out right now. Let's hit it. Amanda, so where are you at with video?
So I've tried to do some videos,
Okay.
some like workout videos here and there, and then some recipe videos, but I've used iMovie and it feels like it's not very user friendly to me because
Okay.
it just feels like there's so much going on. So are there apps or any tools I or other people can use that are a little bit more user friendly? And
So your videos, just so
Quick.
I'm clear, are most of your videos kind of like step-by-step guides?
some of them, yeah, most
Okay.
of them, exactly.
So I know I sound like a broken record, but Adobe Spark Video has a guide, and I'm actually doing a video on it that actually probably is going to already be up, so I'll link it down below. It's a good one because you basically put in the video as cards. So imagine a line of cards.
Got it.
And then you have a title, then you have a video, then you have a title, video, and then you can actually voice over the whole thing. So then you don't have to get yourself on camera. So I would say that would be really good for you for for either if you're doing an exercise and you want to show how to do that exercise, that might be a good one. Another one would be a recipe. But if you're on camera speaking, iMovie, I mean, iMovie's the easiest. You know what I mean?
I'm just technically challenged.
No, you're not. I see what you mean because I've gone in there and I've messed around and I think things can be a little confusing.
Yeah.
But it'll just come with practice. I mean, because you're not at the phase where you want to sit down at a computer and use like iMovie on your laptop or
I want to be able to do it quick on my phone.
On your phone.
Right, yes, exactly.
So then I'm going to say iMovie and Adobe Spark Video are probably the best.
Okay.
Adobe Spark Video I would probably only use for step-by-step videos.
Okay.
And then iMovie, yeah, I would talk. If you're talking on camera,
iMovie.
yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
And a few video ideas. I don't know if this is a question.
Please.
Yeah.
Fine, yes.
So I love every once in a while you do just exercise videos, and you
Yes.
could do these just as a time lapse on your iPhone, no editing involved.
Okay.
You can just go from one exercise to the other, and you do it as a hyperlapse, so it's
Okay.
quick. I'm sure you've seen other trainers do it.
Yes, but do I have to set that when I record it? Or can I record it and then do it after?
You have to set it when you record it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you have to set it when you record it. Another thing I would get for you is it's a Gorilla Pod by Joby, I believe, and you can get an iPhone attachment, and it's this tripod. I'll link it below that you can basically bend
I have
and
one.
attach. Oh, you have one.
Yeah.
So that's I would
Yes.
use that and bring that everywhere with you.
To the gym while everyone's
Yeah.
watching me work out. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Just set up my
Yeah, because then you can set
It's
it up
Hollywood.
anywhere.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're in the best town for you to be
You're
videoing
right.
yourself all the
Yes.
time. I think you should be doing those.
Okay.
Those would be great. Also, you can also use that same Joby tripod and do an overhead of you. If you're cooking something, you can do like
Just
an
like
overhead
put it
shot of
up
your
on
hands chopping stuff up.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that's all stuff that you can do. It's not going to take you a lot of time. It's a little planning.
Sure.
And it's going to take some practice. Video, unfortunately, is the toughest, and editing video is the toughest of this whole thing. That's why Insta Stories and all that is so great, because you're just shooting and sending it out in the world.
Yes.
But the good news is your phone is making life so much easier.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
much easier.
I'm ready to do some video.
Ready to do some video?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Did I just overwhelm you?
No, that was good. I feel inspired.
You feel inspired?
Yeah.
And I'm always here for you if you
Great.
need me. You know that.
So I'll just send them to you. You can do it for me.
All right, moving on. Okay, so before we go, as promised, Amanda has agreed to share a few of her #1 tips. And can you also treat us one tip for, I have a lot of female entrepreneurs that are very busy schedules, your #1 tip for them for staying healthier, eating healthier? Let's hear it.
The #1 tip I would have for busy people is to meal prep.
Okay.
It's not something that comes easy to me, but I think taking a few hours on a Sunday or any day where you have that chunk of time
Yeah.
and just make a bunch of food so that you have it at your fingertips and you can just like throw a bunch of things in a bowl or a Tupperware and like, bring it with you.
Right.
And I don't love to meal prep like quote unquote meals. I like to meal prep like separate things. Like make some quinoa, make some vegetables,
Okay.
make some salmon. Then you can like throw things in a bowl and like add spices and kind of mix it up so you don't get bored over the course of
Oh,
the
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's good. So instead of making dishes, you make separate things and then you can make a dish that day
Yes.
out of those.
And quick tip, if you are making like sweet potatoes or any kind of starch,
Yeah.
what happens is that when you cook it and then you let it cool, like put it in the refrigerator and then you heat it up again, or you don't, or you just eat it cold,
Yeah.
that it creates resistant starch, which is actually way better for you. It's better for your gut microbiome.
Oh.
And it actually, you end up not consuming, you end up
Eating?
like you end up absorbing less carbohydrates.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So if you heat it once, it cools and then you reheat it.
Yeah, and
That's
then you
how-
can actually let it cool and then reheat it again, and it creates even more resistant starch.
Wow.
So
I never knew that. That's very interesting. Well, there you go, guys. We learned something new. You guys need to follow Amanda if you're not already following her on Instagram. There are so many great things on there. She also has a blog, rawfitnessandnutrition.com.
Yep.
Everything, again, is going to be linked below. I'll probably have her name somewhere up here right now. She's great resource. I can't thank you enough for doing this today. This
Thank
was
you
so
for
fun.
having me.
Yeah,
This
this
was
has been
fun.
so great. and you get to snap with me out.
Oh, so we just snap
Excited?
together? Okay, cool.
So we'll snap together.
Yay.
Everything's linked below. We did it, and we're gonna snap. So we put our hands up, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Oh, one
Ready?
more time.
Okay.